Today down in the comments, I want to hear your opinion about subscription boxes. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you subscribe to any? Have you subscribed to any? Do you recommend any? Just tell us down in the comments and let's talk about it. Hello, I'm Adam Caesar. This is Project Black T-Shirt, the channel where we take a new or a reissue horror movie, discuss it, unbox it, do something with it, but talk about it substantively, and then we give you a reading recommendation that you will like to read if you like that movie. And before we go any further, I know you're probably tired of me talking about it, but I'm not. Today, when I upload this video, hopefully it will officially be release day for Clown in a Cornfield from Harper Teen. This is the beautiful hardcover edition with all these blurbs on the back. Look at that. Madeline Rue, Paul Tremblay, Stephen Graham Jones, Nick Antosca, the creator of Channel Zero. They all love this book and they gave it blurbs. And the man himself, Clive Barker, said, "An author who knows how to make us afraid." Adam Caesar, that's me. Please check this out. It is in bookstores, Barnes & Nobles, Indigo chapters if you're Canadian, bookstores everywhere right now. It is online everywhere. I have links down in the description to where you can go buy that ebook, audiobook as well, not just this beautiful hardcover. But why wouldn't you get the hardcover? It's so nice. Well, I'll tell you why. The audiobook's very good too. Jesse Valinsky narrates it, and it's really, really incredible. It's really great. But check it out, whatever format, whatever retailer you want. Like I said, links down in the description. Everyone who's bought one of these, everyone who's reading it or has read it, and is reviewed on Amazon and Goodreads and stuff like that, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. All right, we don't usually do a sales pitch in the beginning of the video, but it's special times, guys, special times. Today we are going to be talking about Horror Pack. I got it right here, and I don't want to show you my address, so I'm holding it like this. But this is a subscription box service that's a little bit unique. I've been sent some boxes to do, like, oh, can you do unboxings from publicity people before, and they've been really nice and fun, and I appreciate those people sending them. But I've never done Horror Pack, and I didn't really know much about it. So before we open this up, I'm going to review another movie. I'm going to talk about another movie that Horror Pack has had in their pack, and we'll have a little story time as to, I didn't know what Horror Pack was, but I actually think it's very cool. So the interesting thing about Horror Pack is I haven't opened that yet, so I don't really know what's in it. But I know that I've watched other unboxings and understand enough to know that the idea behind the company is that they do one exclusive DVD or Blu-ray. I guess it depends on the plan that you get. They have a Blu-ray and a DVD plan. They do one exclusive Blu-ray kind of a month. It's just for the Horror Pack. It's a limited edition. I heard of Horror Pack because a couple of filmmakers that I enjoy, that I follow on social media, they had posted that their newest Blu-ray of an older film, Witch's Brew. This is directed by Chris LaMartina and produced by Jimmy George. They had posted, oh, our brand spanking new Blu-ray is a Horror Pack exclusive for this month, so be sure to get it. I immediately DM'd or emailed or however I did it, and I was like, oh, what month was that movie in? I really want to get Witch's Brew on Blu-ray because I have all their other films that are available on Blu-ray. I think I have, or I guess President's Day I only have on DVD. They did Call Girl of Cthulhu, WNUF's Halloween Special, which is their big kind of most famous movie. But they're indie filmmakers based out of Baltimore, the Baltimore surrounding area, and I just absolutely love everything they do. They have such an interesting DIY style. And Witch's Brew was the only movie from Chris LaMartina and Jimmy George that I hadn't seen. So I was like, I gotta get this Blu-ray. And it kind of, much to my frustration, you can't just get one of the Horror Pack exclusive Blu-rays. But they have a nice contingency plan where they send the filmmakers a bunch of extra copies, and the filmmakers can kind of sell them on their own. So I reached out to Chris LaMartina, and I got a copy of this. And then I had also at the same time reached out to Horror Pack, like, how do I buy this? And they told me I couldn't, to reach out to Chris, but they also told me that they would send me the next month's. What's cool is they do have spine numbers. Number 49, that's going to drive my obsession crazy because I'm starting my collection at 49. Witch's Brew, if you haven't seen the films of Chris LaMartina, you really, really got it. They're really, really good. They're really goofy. They remind me of a slightly more innocent, slightly more professional, if if professional's the word to use for kind of goopy, gory, crazy, sleazy B movies. Troma, kind of like the kinder, gentler Baltimore Troma cousin. And I really, really like them. And Witch's Brew was the one I hadn't seen. And this disc is great. The movie's great. It's about two young men, I guess like after high school, college age young men who are brewing beer in their garage. And they're out distributing the beer, and they run over a cat by mistake. But the cat wasn't a cat. It was actually a witch who had transformed into a cat that belongs to this coven, and the coven then curses the beer. And the whole film and this whole premise is just in order to film all these wacky gags where people drink the beer that these guys have just distributed and then die in like ridiculous kind of O. Henry ironic fashions, along with their like fears or predilections or whatever. Like they die in that way because they drank the beer. It is incredibly ambitious for a film of this budget. It's a good looking movie. It's a well made movie, and it's just they made it for almost no money. You hear them talk about it on the commentary track and on the making of, and it's just unbelievable what these guys pull off. The amount of cast in this movie, the amount of gore effects in this movie, the amount of like things that are happening. So many times with low budget indies, DIY indies, there's like 4 great sequences, even in the good ones. There's like 4 great sequences and then just a ton of padding to get these movies to feature length. And what I love about Chris LaMartina's films and producer Jimmy George is they maximize the screen time. Like there's never 5 minutes that goes by without a giggle or a gag or something happening that's very visual, that doesn't feel like, okay, let's just pad out our runtime to try to get to 90 minutes. Witch's Brew kind of earns every minute, and it's juvenile and it's silly, and it is one of their earlier films. It's not sophisticated on a level of WNUF or Call Girl, but it's interesting in that you look at it and it's earlier, but it's not. It's in no way kind of lesser. They always had that kind of can-do spirit, and they always had that kind of technical ability to make a real movie for no money. And it's just, I love these guys, and I love these movies. So that's that. And now I've told you and hyped up this movie that you can't get. So let's open the horror pack and see what was in it this month. All right, is the body ready? I need the ceremonial blade. Here we go. All right, I'm going to open this, and then we're going to talk about what's inside. All right, when you open the box, there's an envelope in the box. So maybe this is the pack. Maybe the box isn't the horror pack. Maybe this is the horror pack. All right, here we go. Ooh. I can see just from the top down that there are 4, count them, 4 Blu-rays in here. Let me make sure I don't get the exclusive one first, because we should probably save that to the end. Okay, I'll pick around the exclusive one. This is, like I said, Witch's Brew is spine number 49, so this is the 50th disc that they have pressed exclusively for horror packs. So supposedly it's going to be a real goodie, so we're going to see. Okay, the first one, Lords of Chaos, uncensored director's cut. This is interesting. I was a little worried that I was going to get doubles, because clearly I have a lot of Blu-rays, I have a lot of discs, but this is a film I have not seen, and I know a lot surrounding the case. This is about real life black metal murders that happened in Norway, and it stars Rory Culkin, and it's like a true crime thing. It's like about these guys that do murders because they're so hardcore and into black metal. I think that's part of it. Very much looking forward to seeing that. It's a film that I've wanted to see and I'd heard good things about, but I haven't seen. Ooh, what's next? Another film that I have not seen. Rites of Passage. This is from the director and writer of Varsity Blues, the co-writer of Patriot Games and Point Break. This is from Magnet Films. Ooh, we got the double feature of Christian Slater and Stephen Dorff. Sex, Drugs, and an Ancient Ritual. Anthropology 101 is a killer. So a anthropological, maybe true to life slasher. Looks like there's a guy with a gun here. It looks kind of Wolf Creek-esque. We'll see. Here's the last not horror pack exclusive of the box. The Shallows with Blake Lively. This is a film I've seen. I like this movie a lot. It's Blake Lively and a seagull fighting a shark. It's not to love there. All right, here it is. Here is the horror pack exclusive for this month, number 50. This is Agoraphobia, starring Cassandra Serbo and Tony Todd. Tony Todd, the man, the myth, the legend, Candyman himself. And what's really cool about this is this is actually signed. This is signed by the director. This is signed by Lou Simon, the writer and director of Agoraphobia. Signed this. That's really cool. Makes me a little jealous that my Witch's Brew isn't signed. But yeah, that's the horror pack, everyone. I think that's a good deal. That's I don't own The Shallows, but I rented it. So that's 3 discs I didn't own, and then 1 exclusive that you couldn't possibly have owned. I think that makes a good deal. I'm sure it's not going to be right for everyone because it's like there's the kind of grab bag nature of it, but it's 4 discs. I think they're charging $20 or $30 for this. It works out. It makes it way less than $10 per disc. Hardpack, I give it a thumbs up. I like it. This week's book recommendation, I've really been meaning to talk more about comic books because I've been reading a lot more comic books. I don't know whether it's during quarantine and I'm kind of like missing the days of my misspent early teens and teenage years where I was just going to the comic book store every other day and grabbing comics and grabbing back issues and stuff and reading stuff. But this week's book recommendation is the first issue of Vault Comics' Vampire the Masquerade series. I really, really like this. I thought it was really good. It is clearly based on the World of Darkness RPG role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, Vampire the Masquerade, which is probably nostalgic for a lot of viewers out there and is nostalgic for me as well. I never played the game, but I had all the kind of accoutrement that went along with it. I had the tie-in novels, I had the video games, I had the trading cards that I loved the trading cards as a kid, even though I didn't realize they were like meant to be used in a game. I just liked vampires and all the different weird vampire clans and stuff. But it's a game with really rich lore, and this comic from Vault is kind of part of a bigger relaunch of the brand. They're doing like an all-star kind of audiobook. They're doing all this kind of, there's a new video game coming out, so I think they're really trying to hit it hard. The Vampire the Masquerade franchise. I just really, really like this. There's a lead story written by Tim Seeley, and then there's a backup story, but they kind of connect. And they're both about like Minneapolis vampires. There's like Twin City vampire clans, and we follow this kind of mid-level vampire who's, I guess, like kind of an enforcer for one of the major kind of vampire kings of Minneapolis, and she encounters someone who might have recently been turned into a vampire and doesn't have a caste, doesn't have a clan, and she's like gonna kind of raise her up, it seems like, maybe. But it's a really, really intriguing start to this story arc. I really, really, I'm gonna add it to my pull list. I kind of suggest you do the same because it's really good, especially if you like vampire stuff. And if you're a Vampire the Masquerade fan, you probably don't need me telling you this. You probably have heard all about it and already have read it and already are talking about on the fan boards about the second issue. But I like the split style, how there's like a lead story and a backup story. Beautiful art. It's just nice. It was a quick, nice little single issue read where I felt like comics are so expensive. Single issue comics are so expensive these days, and I really feel like this justified the price, and you felt like you were getting a full product just in one issue. That is it for us today. This is Project Black T-shirt. Please make sure to like, subscribe. If you still haven't picked up Clown in the Cornfield, go do it. And I will talk to you guys next week with a new video and a new movie and a new book recommendation. And we can just do this forever. We can just talk forever, guys. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Go follow. All right, see ya.